Anton, it's very nice of you to join us today, but you've had chemo just now. How are you feeling, all right?
Yes, normally the chemo kicks in after about 2-3 days. Then you get tired and you get the sleepy, I want to just stay in bed feeling. But it lasts for about 5 days after chemo, and then I'm up and about again.
And how long ago did this start?
It started, I was diagnosed in May 2019, and then the chemo started. So since then I've been on 3 weekly, every 3 weeks you get a chemo, and this is now the third different chemo that I'm getting.
There was a change in your treatment in Pretoria. You want to fill us in a bit about that?
They decided to put me, because my PSA, the cancer count went down significantly. They decided to put me on a 3-monthly, almost like after chemo sort of protocol, but it didn't work. As soon as they put me on a 3-monthly schedule, the cancer turned around and went from a count of 5.52, which was very close to normal, back to 700, which is extremely high. And during that time, the cancer also spread more throughout the body.
Is there a blame game for you through this?
When you start off with chemo and you first find out that you've got cancer, you think, what could have gone wrong? Is it this doctor's fault that I went to every year to check? Is it the pathologists or whatever you call them, the blood people that maybe missed something? Who knows? All I know is when they diagnosed me, it was stage 4 already.
You had quite a few brushes with death in your past. You want to fill us in a bit about that?
I was in Angola with Reactie Mag. It was a bushman. And we were the bad guys. You know, we were the people that was, you don't speak about us. You hear about them in the pub, but you don't speak about them. We were 1 white guy and 6 bushmen. And sometimes we used to get like a visiting rank that came and saw what we did. But our job was to get mostly information. We were exactly doing more or less the same that the reconnaissance people did. Getting information, handing it on, and trying to not get into contacts. That didn't work. We were in several contacts, and in one of them I got almost fatally shot. They actually thought I was dead. I was zipped closed in a body bag, and in one of the fridges in Ongdangwa. Then I got up and woke up and I wanted to find cigarettes. And they thought I'm a ghost. They ran away, the nurses. So I still got the bullet holes in my chest and everywhere, but I was lucky to be alive. I've always seen myself as not so much a religious person. I was not a church-going, Bible-punching type of person. I met who I think is God when I was 5 years old. I was in my room. A man walks into my room. Don't know. There from the wall, he walks into my room. And I asked him, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm your friend." And what is the only thing a 5-year-old boy wants? A friend. So I had my friend, and he's still my friend now.
You had quite a brush a couple of weeks ago when you decided to do the Facebook page.
What happened is I was diagnosed with the cancer, moved from Pretoria to Graaff-Reinet, and I started feeling useless, lying in bed, thinking, what am I doing with my life? The life that I've still got left. And I said a prayer and I said to God, you know, I don't want to lie here waiting for death. I want to be useful until my last breath, because I believe every breath I take belongs to Him. And I've given over and said, okay, there's it. I'm happy. If you tell me to be here another 2 years, I'll be here. If you come fetch me tonight, I'm happy. And 2 o'clock that morning, He woke me up and He said to me, He told me a Bible verse. I can't even remember which the Bible verse was. I think it was something in Jeremiah. And I immediately sat up and started looking, 2 o'clock in the morning. And while I was looking up this verse, He said to me, I want you to start a Facebook page. And I'm not tech. I don't know Facebook page. I don't know anything about these things. And I immediately thought about Gideon, that put the fleece out and said, God, I don't believe I heard you right. If it's you, make it wet on the inside. And then he changed his mind. He wanted it wet on the outside. So twice he tempted God and said, show me if it's you talking. I did the same thing. I said to Him, you say I must do a Facebook page. I think it's my mind playing tricks on me. I don't believe it's you talking. 15 minutes later, a man that I saw it was 38 years ago in the military, when I was in Bethlehem as a young, just before we went to the border, soldier. And this man is now a preacher out somewhere on the internet and in Gauteng somewhere. I haven't seen him again. He phones me out of the blue exactly when I said to God, I want proof that it's him speaking to me. And he said to me, look, I don't know why I have to, but I have to tell you, God says, do what I told you to do. He says, but I've also got a list of 20 people God gave me, of people who must work for him, and you are one of them, and I have to tell you guys why you have to work for God. And I was struggling with this thing for 2 years, lying in my bed with her cancer, saying to him, when I look at the churches and what the pastors and the dominees and the people that are supposed to be those important people that's supposed to lead and teach us, they're talking nonsense. They're not spreading the truth. And I wanted to write about it. Then I realized, but that's the opportunity that's coming with this Facebook thing. And in the meantime, I started the Facebook page. But that same night, I said, no, I think it's still my mind playing tricks on me. This man phones me, maybe it's just a coincidence. And about another 15 minutes later, a lady phones me. She says, sorry, I'm phoning you like 2:30 in the morning, but God just told me I have to call you and tell you that do what I say. She says, I don't know what it is that you have to do, but he told you to do something, you better do it. She says, and we are praying for you with a few women on a farm that are getting together. One of your ex-biker friends, his wife is with us in the group, and that your name came up, and we're praying for you for your cancer and everything. So she says, so the most important thing is, whatever God told you to do, do it. So I've got this little Facebook thing running with about 172 members at the moment. I didn't even know I could have members. And yes, it's going well. I'm saying my say on it, and I think if I can inspire one person to get closer to not feeling lost in this world. I'm not telling him to believe in who I say God is or who anybody else says he is. But if you can find peace by what you do or don't do or believe or don't believe. So whatever I write and say to people, if it can just give them a little spark of hope and dealing with life in a less fearful way, then I'm happy.
But you're also an artist, and you started that a long time ago too.
I started off drawing on the side of the exam papers or my books, little mannequins running around shooting each other. That was just to keep myself busy, because I didn't relate to other children very well. So I was always in my own little world, drawing pictures. So that's how I started off, drawing cartoons. I painted a bit, but I didn't try the landscape thing. So when I got cancer, I said, that's on my bucket list, I'm going to do it. And I actually enjoyed it. Whether it's what people would think of the quality of my paintings, I don't know. But it's not about the end product for me. For me, it's about the actual journey. While I'm in that process of creating that piece, I'm in a different world.
You're mentioning your two boys. How are they coping?
They find it very difficult to just look me in the eye and talk to me about it. But the first year of chemo, they were with me. Only after the first year did I move to Graaff-Reinet, where the family is now taken over, helping with my care and the boys. They are better off now. The younger one is in a better school, Cape Receive, and my oldest boy is on a gap year, staying with the family and learning his thing. He wants to go to study to be a teacher, so he's going to study teaching next year. But yeah, it's important for me to feel that I'm not wasting my last few months.
Anton, from me, I'd just like to say all the best with what's waiting. I really hope you're still here next year, and that your Facebook's doing well, and that your art is taking off. Have a wonderful afternoon, and thanks again.